Where is everybody?
So we'll go through it. Yeah, we'll go through it from the top. This is a 5-on-5 podcast presented by directmusicservice.com and Nuke's Hot Sauce. I am Phenom, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. Down the street from me, also in Portland, Oregon, Jupiter Williams. Down the street from him in Las Vegas, Nick Lopez. And our very special guest today, God, I'm so excited for this episode. I can't even believe to tell you. We have Dante The Don on here, coming to you live from Chicago. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, right when you hit go, it's like, where's everyone at? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you.
Yeah. What an intro, man. That was like, I feel like I have a lot to live up to now.
No, this is good.
No.
That's as good as it gets. Don't worry.
It's a big intro.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets.
Colin, how about you pay some bills real quick, man?
Yeah, real quick. The code is 5on5, and you can use it at directmusicservice.com or on Nuke's Hot Sauce website. Over at Direct Music Service, you get the first month for 30% off, no matter what plan you use. And over at Nuke's Hot Sauce, you save a little bit of money on your hot sauce package. So go ahead and take care of both of those purchases. Go get sorted. DJs, go get some new edits over on Direct Music Service, and then go get some sauce in your life.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every time we drop a video on YouTube, y'all. Let's
all right,
rock.
That covers it. Dante, how the hell are you living, sir?
No complaints, man. It's been a wild few years, as you know. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
Right. It's been at least 3, maybe 4.
No, has it been that long?
Pandemic was 2.
I know, and I was just talking to someone else about it. It's like crazy to think that it was that long. Those 2 years feel like a blur, but yeah, I mean, things could be worse, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So no complaints, man. How about you?
Good. We're good, man. We're happy to sneak you into this podcast. We're coming up on the 100th episode, and you've been on my list here to get on for a minute.
Dude, that's amazing.
And the thread that tied it all together was us talking about what would your entrance music be if you were a wrestler. So we'll start with that. We'll start with that right off the jump, right off the rip. What do you got for us?
Fuck, what a fucking question, man. Dude, you could go so many ways with this, because you could go like generic WWF/WWE music, like
just take someone's song.
Yeah, or you could go, I don't know. I'm thinking it would have to be something like Motley Crue, like Kickstart My Heart, and just come bolting out of the fucking back, like full sprint into the ring, under the bottom rope, and run around like
clothesline everyone, referee included. Like, everyone gets one.
Yes, everyone gets one.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Wait, what did you guys decide on?
Dang, I did. What did I do? I did public service announcement. Jay-Z.
Great one. That's kind of like Stone Cold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll definitely have some glass dropping too, right when he says, "Allow me to reintroduce myself."
Yeah.
Combine
fireworks and everything.
Yeah. I don't remember what I said. Do you guys remember?
I don't remember either.
What I said either. I feel like if I was just gonna rip somebody's off, it would probably be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
See, that's where I was going before too. Like, that was my guy. Such a cheeseball song, but he just worked the shit out of it and made it so great every time.
Hell yeah.
You could go the Trump route and come out to Macho Man YMCA.
It's
true.
I guess if I don't want to rip somebody's song, so I would go with I'm a Man.
Yeah. Not the Chicago version, the other one.
No, the other one.
Who is that by? It's a disco. For those of you that don't know, it's like an 8-minute disco song.
Who does that though?
I can't even remember.
I'll tell you in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I would come out to something.
I think it's like, literally Macho. Yeah,
Macho. Yeah. I would come out to like Annie Up or something like that. I'm right there with you, Dante.
Yeah.
Where you hear it and it's just like, everyone's getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Right
What a great one.
What we do around here every week, we compare two artists head to head, their top 5 songs as viewed most popular on Spotify. We're going to go 5 rounds with you today, Dante. We're going to talk about a lightning round after that, and we're going to get some history on you as a DJ and now as the man behind the scenes as well, because you do it all. From Uproar Chicago, Good Night John Boy, Forward Nightclub, On the Guest Podcast, so many, Barstool Chicago, like literally everything is your name on it. So we have to talk about a bunch of that today. For our matchup today, I have the pick. We're going to go 5 rounds of Fleetwood Mac versus Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Sick.
Good
Yeah.
call. Colin.
Yeah.
Colin,
Yeah.
good call, man.
Yeah, we're getting into it right from the rip. First round, gentlemen, Fleetwood Mac Dreams or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Free Fallin'. Dante, which one are you going with?
gotta go Dreams. I mean, this is good. I can already tell this is going to be the hardest. The more I sit and deliberate, I'm going to talk myself out of each of them. So I'm just going to have to like instantly pick one and formulate an argument why. I think Dreams is obviously caught a huge second life last year with the whole TikTok craze. And Colin, you will, oh no, never mind. I almost fucked myself up. I'll save it because I'm sure you're gonna bring that song up after. But I'll just make it short and sweet. Dreams.
Okay, yeah. I think it's safe to say that skateboard guy was the official mascot of
Dogface.
Dogface, yeah.
Dogface.
Yeah. God. Shout out to him. He got his bag for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he got a bag on that. Neek, Travis, which one of you guys wants to go next?
This goes back to every one of our conversations that we have about our 70s artists and what they were doing when they were cutting the album. It usually always goes back to how much cocaine were they inhaling or how high were they on pot. And I think Dreams is a combination of both of them. That I would love to just be a fly on the wall and just be in the room just to see them just tripping out.
They were ripping
this stuff.
They were ripping and roaring.
You know they were.
They hated each other. Apparently.
Yo, yeah.
And they fucking hated each other
the whole time.
First and foremost.
The whole time.
Still do, man. They still do. They're like,
yeah.
It's
not a good situation.
It's
over
not.
In that They fired Lindsey Buckingham mid-tour.
Right.
This last past tour. They're like, you guys have hated each other for 50 years. This is remarkable.
Right.
Like, yeah.
suck it up and make money, man. They reunited. Christine came back, I want to say like 6-7 years ago, and they did a brief tour and they came through and they didn't even play United Center. They played Allstate Arena in Illinois, and it was like one of the best fucking shows I've ever seen. It was unbelievable seeing them all live.
So good. They're
Dude,
still
it was
so good.
Didn't miss a beat whatsoever.
She's the unsung hero, Christine McVie. Really.
Oh, dude, she's the best, dude. She's the best. Everywhere is my favorite song by them, and
we're gonna get into that.
We are.
That made the list. That made the list. Hold that thought right there. Neek, which way are you going on this?
Dreams for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I did notice something interesting though, in regards to Tom Petty on Spotify. Maybe I'll save this. We won't alter anything, but
I know what you're going with.
There's 2 pages for Tom Petty. There's Tom Petty, and there's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Right. We're going.
We're just going Tom Petty.
One. We're going Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
No, we're going Tom Petty.
No, we're going Tom Petty.
We're going Tom Petty.
Are we?
Yeah. We're doing Tom Petty
here.
Wait, different versions,
different songs, different top 5s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
so. Number 1 for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is American Girl.
Oh yeah. We're just going Tom Petty.
Does that change anyone's answer?
No. I do love that song though, but it doesn't change my answer.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go into round 2. Fleetwood Mac, The Chain, or Tom Petty, Won't Back Down. We'll start with Dante again.
I gotta go Petty here. Just Banger. I think I've worn this song out so fucking bad at Wrigley, playing during Cubs games. It's an ad song that a few ad sponsors have wanted as a bed, and also just the old suburban white dad crowd loves that song and they get fucking charged up. So I gotta go with that song.
Awesome. Neek.
I'm going Fleetwood.
Travis.
I am going I'm going Tom Petty on this one. Won't back down. But I am going to go with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on this one. Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Oh, you if the other one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a banger. Yeah.
Right.
Round 3, Everywhere from Fleetwood Mac or Wildflowers from Tom Petty.
Ooh.
Dante said, lock it in stone, Everywhere.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah. I know it's an odd choice, but ever since I was like a little kid, Fleetwood Mac was like on my mom's car radio around the clock nonstop. And I think it's like I don't know what they're playing. If it's
like synth in the beginning.
Yeah. It sounds almost like the fuck do you call it? Like wind chimes, whatever. I used to love the minute I heard that noise, I would get like, oh yeah, it's my jam.
Oh yeah, that's probably is wind chimes actually.
Yeah,
it's electronic synthy for sure, but it has like a
yeah a little Wayne's World. It's got a little Wayne's World on it.
Yeah, in my version, it's very Wayne's World.
Jupiter, which way are you going on this?
I'm going Fleetwood on this one, but if it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, man, Learn to Fly. I'm going to Learn to Fly on that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
fair. Neek.
I'm going with Fleetwood, and just did a number crunch. It's a Yamaha DX7. Very classic synthesizer.
Okay.
Nice. And that was, that was like state of the art in the 80s when.
Yeah, that's like the big one in the 80s.
Yeah. That cost the price of a boat in the 80s, I'm sure. Like,
now you could probably get it at a thrift store or something.
Yeah, it's like an Ableton preset, honestly. Like,
100%.
Oh, you want that? It's all on your computer, idiot.
You know what's great though is about listening to Rumors and then like the 80s stuff is the jump in the sound and production between like 70s Fleetwood, which was like you could tell they recorded in a studio all together, live instruments, and then the 80s stuff with like Tell Me Lies is like the most 80s track you ever fucking heard, and like hearing Fleetwood on that always cracks me up. That song's a fucking banger too.
That's a banger. Yeah, there's so many versions of them. Like even there's no Tusk songs on here, but we could even go down that rabbit hole too, where you're like, Lindsey Buckingham had full control on that, and it was just something completely different. Right. Everyone hated it. I didn't think it's that bad. I actually enjoy Tusk, so I don't know.
Yeah, you got me into Tusk. I went into Tusk thinking like it was whack because everybody just said it was whack.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, there's a lot of shit on here that like I didn't even realize. Like
there's some bangers on there.
It's good.
Round 4, gentlemen, Landslide or Running Down a Dream. We'll start with the guest again, Dante.
Oof. Tough. Amazing Petty song, but I have to go with Landslide just so I can tell the story about you playing it on the cruise ship for Big Cat's Going Away Party. When he sang karaoke over it, and it was one of the funniest. I think I can cry laughing just thinking about it. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
We need 900 to find that video.
900 dudes on a boat.
Yeah,
singing Landslide.
Five girls, and yeah.
That number seems a little high, by the way.
A little generous. But yeah,
real boys trip.
Yeah,
it was great.
I love it. I love gigs like that. Dante hit me up. He goes, "Hey, we're doing Big Cat's Going Away Party. Do you want to DJ?" I had no idea what the hell to expect. And of course, we got swarmed with like Ebola mosquitoes on the boat.
Yeah,
it was the most mosquitoes and just biting us up. And you're in the middle of the fucking water. So what are you going to do? Jump overboard? And it was just so fucking bad. And we made the best of it. Everyone got obliterated. And then they brought you back and it was like 8 p.m. in Chicago. Time for dinner.
Great memory.
Fuck yeah. Neek.
Tom Petty.
Tom. Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna go with this, but on rips.
That riff is just
that riff
falls
is just
out
fucking sick.
right from the jump. Travis with the tiebreaker. What do you got?
I'm going landslide on this one.
Okay.
But
If the Heartbreakers,
Refugee.
If it was Heartbreakers, you would have picked Refugee.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
God, Petty has so many hits.
Right.
Holy shit.
Petty's admittedly an artist I never really got deep into. I never went down that rabbit hole. But like every now and then, like I'll hear a song and be like, oh shit, that's a Petty song. Like,
yeah,
that one rips.
Even like American Girl, something like that.
Yeah, it's just
classic.
like in my mind, it's just a song that like I just know. No idea what it's called, who it's by. It's just there, lives in my mind rent free.
Yeah.
And then I look at this list, I'm like, oh shit, that's a Petty song. That rips.
It's all Petty. It's always Petty. No matter what it is.
Petty.
Yeah. Round 5, gentlemen, the last and final round. Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, or Tom Petty, You Don't Know How It Feels. We can start with Dante again.
If I'm being honest, I got to go Petty because I remember. Crazy thing about Tom Petty is he was obviously the man for our parents' generation. And then he had this like rebirth. I remember in the 90s where, like, I'll be completely honest. I remember seeing Last Dance of Mary Jane on MTV. I think that was the first single. And then this one, You Don't Know How It Feels, I think was the second. And I had no clue that he was this legend.
Right.
From, the 70s and 80s.
You're like, he's got potential.
No, I wasn't that like oblivious, but I just remember like loving those fucking songs just for how great they were.
Yeah.
And then finding out about the rest of his catalog and being like, holy shit, this is the same guy. He's been doing this for 30 years. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that song, that's just such a great song. So You Don't Know How It Feels.
It's crazy because that video was like neck and neck with like Naughty by Nature and Red Hot Chili Peppers. And you're like, hey, just music.com, just three groups. And you're like, all right, yeah. No one questioned that. And it was a huge hit with like younger people too, which is insane.
Right.
I definitely remember that tripped out like carnival sideshow music video. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they'd show like Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden and they'd be like, here it is. Yeah.
Man.
Travis.
This I'm going Petty.
Okay.
And this was that, like he said, this was that Tom Petty that it came back and it was like it was showing this was Tom Petty being Tom Brady.
Yes.
Yeah. This is exactly what he was doing.
Great call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could put it.
You're gonna get Dante down a rabbit hole with the Tom Brady shout.
I love it.
There we go.
No, I totally get it though. Like he resurrected, not that he was ever dead, but he resurrected his career and went on another run.
Right.
Shout out to Lola, by the way, for those of you that can't see. Dante
shout out
the four-legged legend in. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right, man. Neek, which way are you going on this?
I'm going Fleetwood. I don't hate the Petty song by any means. Just
right. Yeah.
It just rips.
These are all like I feel like Go Your Own Way was definitely a presidential campaign song where someone was doing. I feel like all of these songs have been used in major moments throughout.
Yeah. Go Your Own Way
years.
Was what, like a Chevy song for the longest time when we were growing up.
Yeah. Chevy's commercial.
Yeah. These are all like
you got a hit
songs.
when it's like associated with a brand.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how about like Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow, like I immediately picture Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
was
Right.
that was like his entrance song. Like if we're talking wrestling entrance songs, that was like Clinton's entrance song.
Presidential. That's something I want to do a number crunch on. Is
Presidential
what
songs?
was presidential campaign songs?
Yeah, I
That's
feel like
funny.
Obama had Bruce Springsteen. Probably they're like best buds.
Yep.
And then YMCA for Trump.
JFK would have had.
YMCA is such a weird presidential
It
campaign
is.
song.
But who told us too that Trump loves November Rain? That's his favorite song of all time. Which is
is it?
That conflicts me big time because that's my favorite song of all time.
Ooh.
I might have to change now. Wait, can you verify that?
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. I remember we talked about it on the
Did he
podcast.
say that because when he got elected, like when he won, it was in November?
I don't know. Oh, I
Okay.
remember Doc Adam told us that that's like people would come into the Oval Office and he's just blaring that over and over. That's like his
Yeah.
tune.
Joe Biden's is "We the People" by the Staple Singers.
Interesting.
Okay. Not I'll Take You There.
No,
Okay. All right. Everyone has their own theme music?
everybody has like they ran their own. Donald Trump ran with "We're Not Gonna Take It" by Twisted Sister for a long time. In his first campaign run.
Twisted Sister, yeah.
That is so perfect and on brand. It's not even funny.
Was JFK's Paranoid by Ty Dolla $ign?
You know what? You know who ruined one of the best songs ever for me? Lori Lightfoot. Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real.
Oh, no.
Mitt Romney was Born Free by Kid Rock.
Oh God.
That is so random.
Yeah.
And George W. Bush used Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down.
Dub.
Yeah.
What was it? Reagan in the 80s that used Springsteen, and Springsteen like tried to ban him?
Yeah, something like that. He was like, nah, dog.
Born in the USA.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Barracuda by Heart was John McCain's.
Wow. Fuck it. That's good entrance music for wrestling too, though.
Yeah, that's just I don't know what the fuck what political reference that makes, but he just wanted to come out guns blazing. He wanted to come out ready. I got some shit to say.
Yeah.
Down.
Ripping a line in the dressing room and then
take the fucking door down. You want to hear about some fucking policies?
Sir, they're ready for you out there. He's like, I'm on my way. Let's go.
I'm ready for this. Put my fucking track on.
They turn on the lights.
Yeah, they're like
they drop the lights.
Yeah.
There's pyro.
Sir, did you say Barracuda by Heart? Is that what you
comes out with a belt? Belt is that?
Whose belt is that? Holy fuck. All right, let's get into the lightning round. Dante, this is a this or that. One artist you can keep and the other you have to get rid of forever. You can't listen to their music. You can't play them in the DJ set. No, nothing until the end of time. Starting with Diddy or Jermaine Dupri.
Who I'm keeping or getting rid of?
Who you're keeping.
Oh, Diddy all day.
Okay. The Who or the Rolling Stones?
Fuck. Stones.
Red Hot Chili Peppers or MGMT?
Chili Peppers.
Mace or Drew Hill?
Mace.
Okay.
That was fun.
Let's see here. Lil' Kim or Foxy Brown?
Foxy Brown. Loved
Okay.
Il Nana.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Lauryn Hill or Shaka Khan?
Ooh. Lauryn Hill.
Okay. Ray Shremmerd or T.I.?
Oh, that's a good one. T.I.
Calvin Harris or Soulja Boy?
Calvin. That's my dude.
Okay. Cypress Hill or Public Enemy?
Ooh. Shit, man. Public Enemy.
Okay. Beastie Boys or Run DMC?
Beastie Boys.
Steely Dan or Gangstar?
Ooh, Gangstar.
Okay. The Roots or NERD?
Fuck. Oh man, these are really good. Who thought of these?
These are all previous episodes.
These are awesome.
Yeah.
God, I think I gotta go the Neps. NERD.
Okay. Aerosmith or Bon Jovi?
Aerosmith.
Queen or David Bowie?
Queen.
Trick Daddy or Gucci Mane?
That's a good one too. Trick Daddy.
Justin Timberlake or Usher?
Usher.
Chic or Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Earth.
Let's get into the tough ones here. Phil Collins or George Michael?
Oof. We talking both their bodies of work or solo only?
Nick?
Solo only.
Oh man. George Michael.
Okay. Beatles or Beach Boys?
Oh man. This is gonna be like this is probably gonna be question, but Beach Boys. I've been on a big Beach Boys kick the last 2 years.
Okay.
No, that's valid.
That's valid.
Some good songwriting in there.
This is a safe place for both groups.
Brian Wilson is a genius, and we all recognize that.
Dude, that's the thing. That Animal Sounds documentary like blew my mind and sent me down a huge like Beach Boys rabbit hole. And I always thought that they only sang those like
surf rock.
Yes.
No, they're heavy.
Yeah, they literally like changed the sound of music like completely.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah, they're
that's fair. Missy Elliott or Busta Rhymes?
Ooh, great one. Busta.
Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh, Prince.
Mariah or Whitney?
Whitney.
Outkast or Hall & Oates?
Oh my God, that's the fucking hardest question I've ever heard.
That's the last one.
Can never play either of them ever again.
Never ever again.
Oh man, I think I'm taking a bullet.
You just rather die.
Life's not worth it without either of them. Fuck. I think I got to go Hall & Oates.
Okay.
Cool.
Just miserable on the end of the lightning round.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Those are good questions, man. Those make you think. I'm impressed.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And we keep adding them on every week. Next week will be Fleetwood Mac versus Tom Petty, and somebody will have to barrel through that.
Yeah.
Which is not great. I think we should probably start on some of your DJ history. Tell us, I don't want to get into the beginning, the genesis of you becoming a DJ, but kind of tell us when things started to pick up and when it made sense for you.
Definitely towards the end of college, when I never like really saw it being more than a way to pay my bills. And suddenly there was kind of this like law school bubble where all these kids I went to school with. So I went to Loyola in Chicago. That's how I ended up out here. I'm from out east. Played in the college bars up in Rogers Park. And dude, I used to make like $40 a night. I used to bring out like 300 kids to this shithole bar called the Pumping Company. You would have thought they were paying me like $4,000. Pay me $40. Let me have a comp tab. It was like the best gig on the planet. And yeah, it was always just like fun. Did it through high school, did it through college, paid some bills. And then when the end of college got near and I started seeing all these kids that had never wanted to go to law school, studying for the LSAT and applying for law school, I was like, this is not a good sign. I was working in a firm for 2 years. It was just fucking awful. It was like one of the worst places I've ever been. People were all just miserable. And I was just like, I got to pump the brakes. I don't know if I want to do this. So I was working with a promo company that I helped found called Outfit Events. At the time, we were pretty legit, pretty amazing. We threw some crazy parties around town. I never really got to headline. I was always like the opener to the opener, which was fucking hilarious how hard it was to break into the scene back in the day in Chicago. I mean, we had so many legends playing everywhere, and you couldn't just walk into a place and, you know, ask to get booked. I mean, you had to literally break through and work your ass off to get in. And I think after about 3 years of doing that, I finally got a shot at Reserve when, you know, we were throwing Thursday and Saturday night parties there, and there was a huge snowstorm. I forget who was coming in, but didn't make it to town. So it was kind of like got thrown into the frying pan. And, you know, luck is preparation meets opportunity is what I always say. And, you know, I took advantage of a lucky break, made the most of it, and kind of took off from there. And we were like I think we were the first club outside of Las Vegas to bring in out of town DJs. This is like early 2000s. It might've been like 2002, 2003. And it started with AM, and then he founded Dexstar. But before he found Dexstar, he was, you know, just like, oh, you should book, you know, my boys like Homicide, Aoki, Kevin Scott, Spider. And then we started routing those guys in every other week when we didn't have AM. And, you know, I was opening for all these guys. So it was like I was getting the fucking best education of all time. I was just like a sponge. I absorbed every single thing I could. I just watched these guys, studied these guys, and yeah, I mean, everything started taking off from there and kind of never looked back.
When you're opening for AM, if you can think back to that time, the etiquette for the DJ has changed quite a bit, right? Where these guys are now burning each other. Nobody knows how to open up the fucking room. That was like a big deal at the time, right?
It was so weird back then. Just like the episode we just did talking about some of these groups, like I used to legit play like Fleetwood Mac in Enclave in Reserve, and it like legit went off. It wasn't like ironic. It wasn't, you remember that whole mashup craze where like DJs used to play like Hotel California over like California Love and like these just crazy fucking mashups and blends, and they would work. Right. And it's like, and like, you think if you try to play something like that today, like the place would either erupt or everybody would like turn around and be like, what the fuck is this? But that shit worked back then. So you were almost like, when AM was like on the bill, you would almost try to impress him with some of these like crate diggers and songs that not that he would ever play, but he would kind of be like, oh shit, this is like dope. So it was almost like a game like that, where when he would show up and start setting up, you'd want to be playing like cool shit, not, you know, fucking Timbaland and Timberlake, Ray IR, shit like that, you know, like, which was like the jam at the time.
Right.
Yeah, unless you're playing some cut from Man in the Woods. I mean,
there's going to be no Man in the Woods.
One of the greatest albums ever put out by
there's
a human
no
being.
Man in the Woods talk this episode. I've had enough of the Man in the Woods talk. Every episode we talk about Man in the Woods.
I'm going to be the Man in the Woods soon.
Yeah, such a great album, man. Okay, we'll get back to it.
No, Travis was at the Man in the Woods tour and wants to make sure every guest knows. So
I saw that show. It was pretty good. He puts on unbelievable concerts, man. He's got like that full band. It's like 20 pieces. I forget what they're called.
They're called like the Tennessee Boys or something like that.
And
come on,
dude. And you know what's awesome about his shows is it's almost like a DJ set. They go one song into the next. Like there's interludes, but the music's still going the whole time. There's no like pauses. It's a fucking great show. Great production. He's a showman.
Got somebody on my side.
You finally got us fucking Man on the Woods supporter. I'm so
pissed. Yes.
After how many episodes? You
guys
been
like 30 episodes of this.
Yeah. A lot of Man in the Woods talk.
That was a tough question. Who was it? It was Timberlake versus who?
Usher.
Oh yeah, that's a
flip of the coin. It could go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It was like around the same time, and they were two of the biggest things on the planet.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's what was it like that first night when AM is watching you DJ? Because you knew already this guy is larger than life. What's it like?
Dude, the most nerve-wracking, like you can't even put into words like how nervous it would be. So I have a bunch of sets that I don't know how I was smart enough to think of this, but I recorded them. They're actually up on AM Lives, the website. I gave them to Kevin and we got him up there, but you can hear right before he goes on, I'm playing and I listened. One of the opening, one of the sets, I forget where it was. Might have been Underground. I'm playing like Pump It Up by Joe Budden right before he comes on. And the minute I hit play on that mix, it like immediately takes me back. And I'm like, man, I just remember being so like adrenaline pumping through my veins / like shitting my pants and not wanting to like pull the wrong needle or turntable or record off the turntable. Cause this was like Serato 1.0 days.
Right.
So there was no like dual USBs, like none of that shit. So we had like 2 turntables and a CDJ where we would like flip something quick. And then it was like immediately like his shit was on and he's like dropping the CDJ like track out immediately, jumping right into his set. It was unreal, man. Thinking back to that shit. I mean, you remember so when did you start to, I mean, your guys know like our history?
No, no, please. We can go into that for sure. Yeah.
So Colin and I came up through pretty much the same club. So I had the reserve thing, which was pre like Underground / Manor / Enclave. Those were like the 3 huge clubs in the city, and Underground was always like the top dog, I'd say, just because it was so hard to get into. It was smaller, it was more exclusive, and there were always like celebrities there. Which was a huge deal for Chicago. LA, it's whatever. It's fucking every place you go, you see someone. But Chicago, it was like a huge thing. So they were super selective about who got to play there, who got to like go in there. So it was a big deal to play there. Took me a while to crack in there. I knew all the other guys that were there. It was like Rock City, White Shadow. I mean, they'd been there forever. And then all of a sudden, like one day, Phenom was there. And I remember being like, you know, who is this guy? Where is he from? Whatever. And then almost immediately after that, I had this tour start, this blackout tour through Barstool. And I think I was doing Saturday nights at the time. And this thing took me on the road for months and months at a time. And they ended up having Phenom fill in for me. And long story short, he stole my residency. I came back off tour and they were like, yeah, dude, this guy's got Saturdays now. Sorry. I was like, motherfucker. But I started like hanging around and listening to him, and I was like, man, this guy's pretty good. He plays like how I like to play, like old shit stuff you don't hear everyone else play, like deep cuts, B-sides. He was very like unique and intelligent with his sets, and he obviously like knew how to rock a party, which I think is like first and foremost most important thing. So yeah, we became buddies, and I think I moved to Friday nights and he held down Saturdays, and I think we both kind of did Sundays together for a little while. Those were always like so much fucking fun. But yeah, I mean, dude, how long did you and I run underground, like Fridays and Saturdays?
8 years, I think. Yeah,
dude,
9
long
years.
time, man.
That's a long time to hold on to a residency.
Yeah, and they, like Dante said, they were pretty strict with who came in there. So there's chances we were playing 2-3 nights that weekend. You know, like they would have you play Friday and Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like just by luck of the draw. You know,
unless you were Ryan Cabrera, then you could DJ. There.
Yeah, and Ryan Cabrera came in here. We need to talk about that real quick. Dante has had the pleasure of DJing with Macy Gray, Nick
Dude,
Cannon,
I knew you were
Ryan
gonna bring
Cabrera.
this. I knew you were gonna bring this fucking story up.
All right, tell him. Talk your shit.
Fuck. So when she did the NBA All-Star game,
Macy Gray,
national anthem, I was like, oh fuck, I haven't heard her name or seen her in so long. She crushed it. She did a great job. But I'm so shook by her because she almost beat my ass one night at Underground. She's DJing. I don't know why she's DJing, but the owners are friends with her or some shit, and they had the idea like, hey, let's have you do a DJ set. She's in the booth playing. It's like a Friday night. It is beyond packed, and she just stunk the joint up. Like there's just no other way to put it. And our buddy, I'm not gonna throw him under the bus and name him, but our buddy was the GM, and he's like texting me, and he's like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And I know what he's texting me. So I'm like hiding over by the corner bar, not responding. Finally, he finds me. He comes over and he's like, hey, I need you to go on. And I'm like, all right, like go let her know. And he's like, no. You got to go tell her like she's done and you're going on. I'm like, I'm not fucking telling Macy Gray like, yo, beat it after 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Not
He's like, he's like
15.
He's like, yeah, you are. He's like, yeah, you are. I'm like, motherfucker. So I like muster up the courage. I think I'm like, all right, buy me 2 shots right now. Muster up the courage, walk up to the booth. She takes like one look at me and is like, who the fuck are you? Immediately I'm just like, oh shit. So I'm standing there and I'm like trying to think how the hell I'm gonna do this. She's loving it. She's having the best time ever. She's jamming. Yeah, she doesn't care that and everyone's standing there like looking up or looking at their phone. She's having the best time ever. So I'm like, hey, don't be mad at me. I have nothing to do with this. They asked me to come back up here and jump on. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, they want me to go back on. She's like, what are you talking about? And she's like playing stupid. I'm like, they want me to DJ. She's like, yeah, when I'm done. And I'm like, no, like you're making, I'm thinking like this, she's making this so much harder than it already is. No, they want me to jump on right now. She's like, who does? I'm like, so like, go fucking tell her to come up here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
So I walk out. I go and tell him. He texts his partner, who was her friend. Now he comes up and he's playing good cop, and he tells her, "Don't listen to that guy. Like you're doing fine, whatever." And then he turns around and says, "Hey, I'm gonna walk away. Get back up there and just start setting up your shit." I'm like, dude, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to like grab my bag and just like walk out of the club. And he's like, just fucking do it. So he walks away, grab my stuff. I walk in there and I start like setting up my laptop. And she's just staring at me like, and I'm trying not to make eye contact. She's just giving me a death stare. And I look and she goes, "Fuck you." Pulls her laptop plug out. Music goes out. Shoulders me out of the booth and is like, "Fuck you, fuck this place." And she like looked at Matt, the light guy, and she's like, "Fuck you too." He's like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Huh?
So now everyone in the club's looking. It's dead silent, and I'm just like,
they obviously can hear her going off.
It was one of the most awkward, like intimidating situations of all time. But that used to happen all the time. Phenom, who did you have to pull? It was like a once a month thing there.
You were Aaron Carter. I think you were there
Aaron
too.
Carter?
Yeah, it was Aaron Carter.
This was great. This
was
so great.
So
this could have been a segment on the show. I didn't know that you guys just have a history of pulling celebrities.
This was peak Aaron Carter. This was like cracked out of his mind, Aaron Carter.
Oh, hell yeah.
This playing ball with Shaq, Aaron Carter?
When he was
this is
really out of his mind.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
All right, tattooed Aaron Carter. This is Aaron Carter's house. This is Aaron's house.
Give us the background of this story, Phenom.
Okay, I think this was Lollapalooza weekend or around that time, and we're going to talk about the Lollapalooza lineup later, so we're not going to get into that. They were like, "Hey, Aaron Carter is DJing. That's going to be a selling point on the flyer." And I'm like, on what planet does that draw anyone with half of a brain? You know, like, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We booked him finally. It's Aaron Carter.
It's Aaron Carter.
Checks notes, Aaron Carter. And I'm like, all right,
flyer
cool.
says Aaron's house.
Yeah. And so they go, you're gonna follow Aaron Carter. And they've set out these times. Dante took a lap.
Oh my God, dude.
Because they tell you who you're opening for or who you're playing after and all that. And you just gotta walk out and be like, what the fuck? Okay. Because it's usually a night of kind of thing. You get a text and you're like, "Hey, Aaron Carter's gonna do a DJ set tonight before you go on at 3 a.m. And you're like, 3 a.m.? Like, well, no, what do you mean? Like, all right. So I walk up and he's, "Hey man, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "Are you good, man?" He's like, "Yeah, we're going to figure out how to set it up right now. Let's just plug in through the headphone spot on the laptop." And I was like, whatever you want. Like, I'm enjoying this at this point because I'm like, this is your decision to book this. You're going to have to live through this. And I'm like, I'll come in and play utility man. I'll back clean up after this. So he plugs in and he looks at the same light guy, our guy, Matt, who was there at the time, the sound and light guy. He goes, "Okay, we're good to go." And he hits play on iTunes. And I see this hour-long waveform like on iTunes. And I go, all right, let's do it up. And so it's like a little bit of like a delay in the beginning. There's some dead air, and then the music starts playing. Whoever recorded this mix, obviously.
Yeah.
And he starts fiddling with the EQs on the mixer for iTunes. And I'm just like, I'm looking down and I'm like, oh, we're in for a wild ride.
And obviously it's working because
it said an hour 25 on the file.
He's just
so
dropping,
we're like,
he's just
we got
pulling
some
the
time.
bass out here and there.
But he starts with the most 10 p.m. busboy meeting song in the set at peak time at like 1 or 2 a.m. and like, hey, let's like, if you're gonna ramp it up into the night at 1 a.m.
No, just
and so the minutes are burning into my soul, and I'm like, I get the same person hits me up and they're like, we got to pull him. We have to pull him. And this was almost instantaneously as soon as the cable went into the headphone port. They're like, we got to pull him.
We got to pull him.
And I was like, no way. What is this going to look like? And so they're like, I'm getting texts now. They're like, just let him know. And getting pulled within the first 5 minutes of your set is a different kind of brutal, where it's like, we're getting through the first song. We're like, we're doing opening announcements here, you know, like we're firing it up. Like we're turning the car on and they're telling you turn the car off, like essentially. And so I get like 3 texts in a row, and the texts are getting increasingly urgent, as if like numbers, as if the stock market is free falling right now during this DJ set. And they're like, people at the tables are starting to ask questions, like shit's going awry. This is not what we planned, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I didn't have any say in this. So I'm just the pull-em guy right now at the Apollo. I'm coming out as the Sandman, basically. Like, hey, this is not good. I go up to Aaron. I'm standing next to him while I'm getting these texts. So I'm hiding my phone while the phone's going bing, 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 and it's all about him. And I'm like, Aaron, I think I'm gonna hop on. And he goes, this guy's crazy. And he was like out of his mind. And I have a video where he's like, look at this guy. I need to pull it up right now because you guys need to see it.
Fuck up. You have a video of this?
This is one of the best stories of all time.
Yo, he's yo, Aaron, I think I'm gonna
no, this guy's crazy.
This guy's crazy. 5 minutes in. Yeah. What is an opening, like just revving the club up? What are you playing? What do you guys play when you get to work?
Oh my god, dude.
First song of the night.
This is
I don't even.
Who knows? It could be anything.
It could be anything. I will find this video and we can include it in there. Yes. It's literally him. And I'm like, we got Aaron Carter in the house. I was doing like a selfie video and I point to him. He goes, this guy's crazy. And I go, because I'm lollygagging around. I'm like, it's fucking Aaron Carter. And then after I record this video, it's all laughs and high fives and everything. And they go, you got to pull him. And I was like, oh, this guy's not going to be happy about this. We're taking like videos, having a good time. And he goes, what do you mean? And because I forgot to mention, it was so distorted. The music was so distorted. It sounded like it was coming through a paper cup into the club. And I was like, how do you distort right now? I was like, how do you distort iTunes? like it's a whole ass thing. And so it was it was a whole fucking thing. I wish I could find this video.
So how did you transition? How did you actually tell him, like, yo?
How did it finally happen?
Great job. You're out.
I had to call in reinforcements. At this point, I had to call in reinforcements where it was like, just me saying this is not moving the pulse on anything, basically. And I had to call in the GM or the assistant, and they were like, yeah, he's right. You're going to have to hop off. And it was a whole brutal ass moment for me because the club couldn't have been more packed. You would have thought that it was like, you would have thought it was the biggest show on earth because it was like, I think it was Lollapalooza weekend or something like that. And it was just an absolute fucking nightmare, man.
Oh my God.
I'll find the video.
Aaron Carter getting pulled off by Colin is the funniest fucking thing.
Dude,
and
Macy Gray almost beating your ass, Dante.
Yeah. Dude. Well, the remainder of the night, he was furious.
Oh, he stayed.
And just a little bit longer. And then he's like, I'm gonna hype man on the mic. And then midway through, like on my set. And then it was like he was like cutting it, and like I was like, oh man, we're in for a wild ride because this guy is ready to keep going. He's done, but he's ready to keep going. And so midway through, it kind of soured in his mind. Everything started to set in, and he was like, I don't like being here, actually. And now that I've been pulled and it's starting to set in that I was pulled, I'm not gonna keep going. And like, he handed me the mic back and was like, yeah, we're gonna get out of here. And I was like, thank you for being
thank you
cool,
for your
man.
service.
And it was like, yeah, because it was literally a moment. Like, on top of that, Serato's like diffusing a bomb when you're mixing out of someone that's playing on their headphone port, and you're like, what channel are you on? What channels do you need me on? And so I'm kind of like looking around. I have like my flashlight. I'm shining a light and trying to apologize at the same time. Yeah. And I look like I don't know what I'm doing because I can't figure out what channels I'm on, and I'm trying to get signal. And
oh my God.
They put us with a lot of guys like that. They put us with a lot of guys. Nick Cannon was another one. I didn't play that show. Dante, was that you?
Yeah, he hated me because I had to pull him at Rhino one time too. And I think he walked in Underground and was like, oh, this fucking guy again. Like, but dude, what a time to be alive, honestly. Because this place, when I say this place was like the hot spot, I mean, you said it. The fact that we had residencies there for 8 years, like they were open like 15 years. Like, wow, clubs are not open that long.
Yeah, it's a long club.
Stay that hot. It was like unheard of. But they used to book legit acts like all the time, and then they would just sprint like Lollapalooza weekend every year. They would have the A-list like names, and they would do dope acts too. Like a few years in a row, they had Wyclef there, and Dave Chappelle rolled in with them. They were just fucking smoking like fatties in the booth. Like that was like bucket list shit.
Right.
Colin, who were some of the like best performances that we had there that you can think of off the top of your head?
Skrillex. I went back to back with Skrillex one night, which was fucking
nuts.
Insane.
He wasn't even booked. He just showed up and jumped on.
Yeah, he was like, "Can I hop on?" And I was like, "Whatever you want, man. Like, this is your fucking place."
That was dope.
Well, you played when Miley showed up, which spawned a major moment in your career. If you want to talk about that, that's like, a perfect segue for that.
That's a great call. Yeah. So like, I get a call. My business partner now, who was the GM at the time there, Scott, texts me at like 4 p.m. He's like, "Yo, need you to call me." Call him up. I'm like, "Hey, tonight's gonna be extra nuts. I need you like super on point. Miley Cyrus's crew's coming in." I'm like, "Whoa, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, they're in the table right next to the DJ booth. There's gonna be tons of like paparazzi and who's who there. Like, make sure you rip it." So I was pumped. I knew she was a huge hip hop head. And she's like real hip hop, like Ace Hood and shit at the time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I had I loaded up on all that stuff, and she fucking had like the best time. And she was in the booth hanging out with me, pictures of her like kissing me and shit that were all over like the newspapers. That turned into her reaching out, asking for me to open up a couple shows, one at the United Center, which was like one of the fucking best moments of all time for me. And then another show out in Connecticut that eventually got canceled because she had some like health problems and stuff. But yeah, that was super dope. But that's how underground was. Like, you were always meeting people, athletes, celebs, fucking everybody. And they would book awesome artists and talent. And then they would just throw in the most random people ever. Like, I joked about Ryan Cabrera. Ryan Cabrera, I think, was just there a few months ago. Again, phenom.
Really?
Like, swear to God, he still pops up, and I've never heard him play a DJ set, but he's still DJing apparently at Underground.
I didn't find the Aaron Carter video, but I did find the video of you falling in the monkey costume. That's Dante.
Dude.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, you gotta send that to me.
That's the kind of shit that we would it was a field day there. It was so much fun to DJ there in its heyday. And
so fun.
They got a little bit of everyone, really. I DJ'd for Michael Bay. He had the table next to the DJ booth when he was filming Transformers. Michael Bay came out to the DJ booth and he was like, "Can I make a song request?" And I was like,
hold on. Please tell me he asked you if he could just explode the DJ booth.
He's like, "Can I make a song request
for the movie? Can I just explode this?" Jesus.
He comes up to the booth and he goes, "Can I make a song request?" I'm like, "Hey, you're fucking Michael Bay, whatever you want. You can fucking play the rest of the set if you want. I don't care." And
you let anybody do it here.
So as soon as I say yeah, I'm like, "Oh, this is a bad idea. It's Michael Bay." So he goes, "Can you play Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall?" At like peak underground, like the confetti's going off, CO2.
Oh God,
no, make that work.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, for sure, I got you." And it got a little tricky, but I was able to sneak it in. Another good night we had there. This is a throwback to that night. We had Cuba in his heyday.
Okay.
Yo, Cuba parties, bro.
Yeah, he parties.
Oh, he was partying for sure.
When I worked at Excess, he came through and partied his ass off.
Wait.
Yes.
You guys crazy. Oh.
Play it again.
Did you see the caption? The caption makes it.
Remind me to tell you this.
Remind me to tell you this Aaron Carter story. You just did it. This is so great.
Full circle podcasting.
Oh, so good.
No, it was a time and a place, and that'll lead us to the next part that I wanted to talk about. Dante, you kind of pivoted. At some point, you were like, "This is great. I would rather be on the other side of things." So, tell us about that.
Yeah, I kind of like realized I don't want to be in like my 40s and 50s and still be DJing. I needed kind of like a exit plan.
Yeah.
So I mean, one of the awesome things about growing up in the industry at the time I did in Chicago is like the club scene had never been better ever. Like those places I just named off were the pinnacle of just the scene, like the people that went out, the people that worked at these places, how they ran, the money that was spent and made, the DJs. It was just like, I would put that era of Chicago clubs on up against any place in the country at any time. No bullshit. Right. And the people we worked for, like, the Rocket Ranches, the Enclaves, the Reserves. I mean, the operators were just best in the business. And traveling around and seeing, playing in New York and Florida and Vegas, Boston, seeing some of these other amazing operators work. I studied them kind of like how I did DJs and learned like what really worked well, what didn't work well at all. And kind of started figuring out a strategy for, how to do shit on my own if I ever got the chance one day. I made some friends with a guy from Cleveland who moved to Chicago to practice law. He was big in the promotion scene when he was in college. So he used to come out to our parties all the time. We made friends. He would come to our parties all the time and be like, "Why are you guys like throwing these parties at other people's clubs? Why don't you just open your own club? Like, you're making so much money for these places." And we were like, "Yeah, like we don't really know how. We just know how to like pack the place with tons of people and tons of big spenders and throw a great party." He was like, "Let me help you out." So This is like 07, 06, 07. We found this place on Hubbard Street. It was 111 Hubbard. It's actually, Colin, you know the Celeste building?
Mm-hmm.
It was the Celeste building before that. It was called like Cheetah Lounge back then. And yeah, it was 3 stories. We signed an LOI. We worked out a lease, got a bunch of our best customers to invest. We had everything lined up. And then the 08 market crash happened. And it was like panic in the streets. Like all our investors, one was like, big one was Brian and Casey Urlacher, big Bears player, and another guy who eventually owned a big nightclub in the city. They were like, yeah, we can't be investing in the hospitality business right now. Shit's nuts. So they pulled out. A bunch of others followed. So we were like, fuck, back to square one. Ended up being a huge blessing in disguise, because the next few years were really, really rough. My partner, or the guy who kind of like helped us spearhead everything, his name is Bobby. He moved back to Cleveland, started a family. He just got married, had a couple kids. Around 2011, he reached back out to me and was like, hey, I got this pretty big opportunity out here. Would you be interested? And came out, met my other partner now, who's been in the game forever, name's Michael Schwartz. He owned clubs in Atlanta and Cleveland, a bunch of other places, bunch of restaurants. They were redoing this area of downtown Cleveland on the water called the Flats. It was just a really hot spot in the 70s and 80s, kind of went to shit in the 90s. And then when the market started to recover, this big developer, investor was kind of like, we're going to start from scratch and make this place like really nice and really entertaining. So yeah, long story short, we decided like, let's do a day club, like straight out of Vegas or Miami in downtown Cleveland. People thought we were out of our fucking minds. The weather is nice for about 4 months a year, if that. But it's been the best business model I think that I've seen in a long time anywhere. The great thing about it is it's seasonal. So it's almost like the longevity is extended so long. Every year we open, it's like a grand opening, and people realize it has a short, not shelf life, but short time period where you can visit it. So every weekend we're slam packed. Colin will tell you he's played there. Like I put like the best sound system in the country in. It's like EVO 7 functions. We've got a train that like goes by the back of the club and it's like exposed. So like you literally see this freight train go by every hour, and we hit it with lights and lasers and everything. You can't hear it. You just see it. Got big tanker ships coming through, but it was tough. Like first few years, it was like my friends that I knew in the DJ game that would come out and play, like Colin, Rock City, some Scam guys, bunch of East Coast guys like Chachi, Rick, Scene, Costa, Joe Maz, and really couldn't get anyone big to come there. Cause people were like, it's Cleveland. We never heard of this club. So it had to really build a market. And I mean, it's essentially I had to build a market. So I started out scouting like up and coming acts, that I thought had some potential, and kind of went from there, building relationships and taking some risks. Started out, I think our first show was Blau, who was a good friend of mine from like back in his mashup days. Morgan Page, who was up and coming. Dubs, who was like a duo that were kind of had some buzz at the time. And from there it was kind of like, okay, next year we can show our resume and show. We had some, ticketed shows and acts, and it's just grown. And this last year finally got to the point where I had Cascade, Aoki, mega acts. Little John's there every year. This year I've got crazy. This year I've got some like insane acts lined up, and it's just crazy to look back and think like where we were 5 years ago, and couldn't throw enough money at someone to come there, and now we're getting hit up like artists actually want to come and play our venue. It's a really, really dope feeling.
And that's the spot to be seen at too. When anytime any of the athletes go out to, when they're in town, they come to your spot, which has to be a great feeling.
Yeah, like when the Cavs won, was it 16? I think the Cavs won in 2016 or 2017. Yeah, I mean, LeBron came through with the trophy like the next night, and I mean that was like surreal. We've had some awesome events roll through Cleveland in that time. Like the MLB All-Star game was there a couple summers ago, so they rented us out, and everybody in baseball was there. Shaq DJ'd, which is I don't know if you guys have ever seen Shaq DJ, but you have to drop whatever you're doing and go and see him if you get the opportunity. It is I can't put into words what it's like.
Shaq Diesel. Yeah.
DJ Diesel.
I've only seen it on YouTube. I've never seen it in person. I want to see it in person.
I saw the free throw shot the other day. I saw that. Dope? Yeah.
He plays the hardest house you've ever heard in your life. Like if he was opening up, he would open up with like Showtech. That would be like his.
Yeah, that's him revving it up.
I'm not kidding you. It's the weirdest thing because you're like, wait, Shaq is like a fucking house head. That's part one. Part two is he's just so massive that like, so T-Mobile and MLB bought out our club for the weekend, and they booked Shaq, and they came in, and I mean, our fucking, like, I designed our booth. I was like, nothing I hate more than going to a club and having to like bend over like this the whole night, and because it's too short.
Yeah,
your fucking back hurts, your neck hurts.
Yeah,
right. So I designed our booth. It's like perfect height, perfect width, perfect depth. Everything fits.
Huge. It's a huge booth.
But it's like everything. The dimensions of it are perfect.
Right.
The plugs. It's spotless. It's clean. For an outdoor booth, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They come in and they look at it and they're like, "Yeah, this is not going to work." And they're like, "Oh yeah." They're like, we're like, "Oh, it's fine. It's movable." They're like, "No. Keep it there. We're going to build something on top of this."
Oh,
and I'm like, "What? Like what?" So they bring in this production crew. They built a booth that I could barely see over standing behive it. That's how tall this thing was. It was so fucking big. The monitors that they brought in for this guy we've got Texas headphones. We've got function monitors, like legit ones. Dude, these things were like, they would fit on top of what Shaq had as monitors on each side.
Oh, like those big stacks.
Dude, gigantic. Like I was like, this is gonna kill somebody if they step in the middle of this thing. Like
louder than the club.
The waves are gonna knock them unconscious.
His eyes turn white.
Hey Shaq, do you need any?
So
water.
So out of the ears.
So Irie opened for him, and he's on top of stacks of crates, like stacks. So you can see over the booth, and he's a normal sized guy. He's not short by any means. So Shaq comes in, they like play his intro track. We pull the stacks. He gets up there. He's standing like normal height, like the booth, like up his chest. Dude, watching him work CDJs was like one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. It's like his fingers are so big that like he had to like be so delicate about pushing the buttons because his hands would if he was like us, like normal, he'd hit fucking everything, the platter, do everything. So he's like this on the tracks, and he's like with his pinky, like
holy shit,
moving the faders.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. I was
jog all the way up.
Standing behind him, I was standing behind him just in awe the whole time. Like, how does this guy like do normal everyday shit? I don't understand it. He's so fucking big. I don't understand it. But it was awesome. And he's the fucking nicest, coolest guy on the planet. He hung out. He played way longer than he was supposed to. He hung out the whole time after. He took a million pictures with people, signed everything. Just awesome dude. Can't say enough good things about him.
Damn. And I saw a video of him crowd surfing too. He does that now.
That wasn't at our place.
Yeah. He starts crowd surfing now too, which is dangerous for one.
How do they hold him up? He's like 400 pounds.
I don't know. I saw just kind of cannonball into the crowd.
That's crazy. Good for him, man. Crazy.
Shaq just seems like he's living his best life. Like the video I saw of him shooting the ball the other day in the DJ booth, like he's loving it.
Isn't it kind of crazy though that someone like that who legit is like one of the biggest stars in the world and has like one of the best stories, best lives in the world, like what he chooses to do after his career is like DJ? Isn't that like
so random?
Play in big room house. Crazy? Yeah. The fact that he plays like house and dubstep and all that, I'm like, no fucking way. Like, I don't know.
It's wild, man. And he fucking loves it. He's not one of these guys that's showing up for a check. He doesn't need money. He like,
This is for fun. He's enjoying himself.
Like you got to like get him off the decks. Like he would play the whole fucking night.
And shout out to Waka Flocka too, who seems like a real big like nightclub party guy as well. Yeah. He's loving that as well. Dante, you've worked with Flocka a couple times, yeah?
Yeah, we did the Grand Cruise together, which was.
Any stories you can tell us from that? Anything that's okay?
You might have to have me back for another episode, and we just talk Grand Cruise because somehow no one's like had me on and had me tell that whole week.
Yo, when can we reschedule this?
Yeah, we might need to have next week.
Let's put it on the books right now.
Let me tell you why it's worth it. I'll preface it with this and we'll leave a cliffhanger. Yeah. We didn't sell out the boat somehow. I think people were like iffy, like, oh, I'm not gonna buy tickets. It might not even happen. We didn't sell out the boat, so Norwegian Cruise Line sold the remaining spots on the boat to unsuspecting people that they never told the Grand Cruise was happening. Dude, there were hundreds of people that had no clue what they were getting themselves into, that thought they were going on a nice Caribbean vacation.
Oh my, there needs to be a documentary on this.
Dude, it was, oh my God, it would be unbelievable. Well, I actually talked to Waka and Woo Kid. I was just with them in St. Pete like last week. We did a spring break show, and I told them, I was like, I want to get you guys to Forward this summer, because they're always like, when the fuck are we gonna come play your club? I'm like, I want to get you guys to Forward this summer, but the stipulation is we have to do an interview pre or post show, and I want to talk about the Grand Cruise boat, because Woo Kid has gone, I mean, that he's fucking plugged in everywhere and everything. He's got his like serious show. He's gone on the record a few times, like rogue, and told stories and just killed guys. And like, he's only told one side of the story. So I told him, I'm like, we're going to fucking set those records straight. And
yeah, definitely.
He's like, all right. So
we need that.
Wait. Can we get the exclusive?
Yeah.
No, dude, for sure. Let's.
Okay.
Have you haven't had him on here, have you?
No.
Oh, dude, let's set that up. I'll fucking, after the show, we'll
powwow that.
Okay.
That'll be dope, actually.
Oh man.
Yeah. We'll tell that the way it should be told.
Yeah.
So tell us, now you're at Zook. Congratulations. You're with them, which is the biggest fucking party on earth. We were there a couple weeks ago for DJ Snake. Holy fucking shit. What's that like? It's like you and Tiesto, like every time, right? Or you and Zed.
So crazy story about that place. They might get mad at me for telling this, but that you saw that room for yourself. The production is like
insane.
Before they opened up, they brought me out there. They walked me through the place, and it was like a shell. They hadn't installed anything yet. It was like everything else. It was on fucking freight ship, stuck at sea, and they were just kind of like explaining stuff to me. And I'm very bad visualizing stuff. I can't. I don't have like that talent like some people do. So I'm just like sitting there like,
imagine LED screens on the ceiling.
They're like those screens, they all move independently. They can like, go fucking every which direction. And they've got that spaceship thing in the middle that like floats around on, I don't know what the hell it's controlled on or how it can go in between all those screens, but they're explaining this all to me. And like the price tag is like third world country GDPs.
It's insane.
And I'm like, holy shit. So I go there the second weekend after they open, and they were purposely not, this was actually really fucking cool. And I respected the hell out of the self-discipline they had, because I would never been able to do it. They purposely didn't blow out all their like bells and whistles until their like official grand opening, which was I think it was maybe July 4th weekend, when they had like Tiesto and Zed and Snake. It was like bang, bang, bang. And I was like jaw on the floor, like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I didn't know how you guys were going to one up Omnia. I honestly like didn't, but somehow you guys like did it. And they were like, oh dude, this isn't even full blast. This is like 60%. I'm like, what? They're like, oh yeah. Like, you got to come back like next month. Wait till you see. So I come back the next month. I think I was actually playing with Snake the second time, and they was like full throttle, and it was fucking nuts. And my boy who works there was telling me, he was like, the ownership group, they're from Singapore. They're like, I think, like the Hakkasan of Asia. Like, they just, every fucking club that is like worth a shit in Asia, like they operate and run. So they're like the big dogs. So I guess they came into Zook opening weekend and were like, meh, like, like upgrade it, beef it up. And they were like, are you serious? And they were like, yeah, do what you got to do to beef it up. So they like increased the production even more than it was already planned. So now it's like on an 11 instead of 10, which is nuts. I mean, the sound system's great. Their staff is awesome. The casino's awesome. Fucking Resorts World's great. I mean, they're only halfway done too. They're building a whole nother like tower next door.
That's what we were saying when we were there. We're like,
this can't be
because they
done.
opened kind of early because they wanted to be. It was like Chinese New Year or something like it was some Asian holiday that like kind of coincided with their opening.
Yep.
So they wanted to be open on time, but you could tell like, oh, this is not full blast.
No, they've got half the project done. They're still completing the other half. IU's awesome for a day club.
IU's great.
They renovated it a little bit this past winter because they wanted to make some of the tables like better. So they removed some trees and like moved some stuff around, but awesome day club. You've got Fountain Blue and Live going in across the street. Wynn's right next door to there. So it's almost like stuff's starting to move that way down the strip, and that's going to be like the epicenter soon, which is really dope. But yeah, I'm happy to see Vegas like back and doing so well, man. It was tough, like over COVID going there, and just, it was so fucking weird.
Yeah. We were just talking about how we were playing at Artifice one night, and it was like Footloose, and they were telling people not to dance.
Yeah,
there was a b-boy crew out. Neek's b-boy crew was out there, and they couldn't dance.
No way.
Yeah.
Weird.
Everyone had to remain at the table. Yeah. Like,
and Zook's lineup is crazy cool. Like that, I was just talking to one of the DJs out here about that, and I'm like, as far as like the residency lineups for these major clubs, Zook has the coolest group, and I was like,
all over
worried at first because I was like, this is kind of giving me chaos vibes, like a little too good to be true,
right?
And like, not for nothing, just living out here and working in that industry for over a decade. Like, anytime that I think something is cool, it usually is a flop. Like, because the cool shit's never the shit that pops off. It's like the bullshit pops off, you know?
Right.
And so I'm like, they got Green Velvet headlining in Las Vegas. They got
Purple Disco.
They got Purple Disco. The Martinez brothers. Yeah. Disclosure's been here a few times. Like, I don't know. And
the Moonbeam shit they do, like they got Zoo there all the time.
Yeah, so I'm just like, these names are way too cool.
They got
but they're crushing it because
their staff is like next level. They got a bunch of key encore guys. This guy Brent, who's their entertainment director, is like he just gets it. He's so fucking like smart and great guy. He's got great relationships, and yeah, man, I
worked with a lot of those guys back at Win back in the day. They're the reason that like that nightlife is on that level, is that group of people. So they have a solid team over there.
Hell yeah.
Well, I have to talk about it since you're on the podcast. We have to talk pizza. We have to talk pizza with you. All right, we'll start with this. Since we are on the topic of Vegas, kind of tell us, Mulberry Street is right there, right outside the club. Tell us your review on that slice.
Dangerous.
Oh, yeah? All right. And tell us your review on Secret Pizza as well, because I want to know those two.
All right. I was actually just talking Portnoy was just in town for the tournament. We were just talking about Secret Pizza, and I forget who brought it up, but they were just out there and they were like, dude, I went all the way to fucking Cosmo and waited in that line, like after we got out of so-and-so. And it's like, I thought the fucking pizza was going to be way better. I agree. I think, and this is like, no offense, I'm not trying to like ruin anybody's business. Not that anyone gives a shit.
I ain't got any fucking.
Not that anyone gives a shit about my opinion, but I'm
like, yo,
Secret Pizza has fallen off. I don't know what happened, but that place used to be very, very legit. And the last few times I've been very underwhelmed. Now, Mulberry Pizza, I don't think they're anything like special, but being right outside Zook and open, and they do a really good job at processing that line. Like, they fucking move people. Dangerous, dude. I've yet to walk out of Zook and make it by there and get up to my room without like taking like half a pizza up with me.
It's good. Yeah, it's right there.
We got a slice real quick.
Yeah, real fucking quick. Are there any pizza places you've given to Portnoy and he's tried them? Have you ever suggested?
Oh, bunch.
Anything where you were like, you're out of your mind that you don't like this?
No, he'll never give anybody credit. So like I've learned how to, like, over the years, I've learned how to like navigate with him. Like, he's the kind of person that you always have to like tiptoe around your point or your idea so that he can come up with it. And then it's like a genius idea. Whereas if you were like, hey, we should do this, you're like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Why would I do that? So he's that kind of guy. So when you're big on something and you tell him about it, he's never going to be like, wow, you were right. That pizza was amazing or whatever. I learned that the hard way. I send him to this place on the shore in Jersey. Mac and what the fuck is it called? Why can't I think of it? Oh my God. You're going to have to edit this. This is embarrassing. Hold on. Mac and Manco. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name. Mac and Manco used to be Manco and Manco, and the family had like a breakup, but great fucking pizza. They're right on the boardwalk. They got like 3 locations like next to each other. They all crush. Just great fucking pizza. And when he started burning out of New York spots, and he was like venturing out to Jersey, I was like, hey, you got to go down to Ocean City and hit Mac and Manco. He's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, trust me, just go. So we went. Of course, the owner's there. And he, the owner's like, hey, like, thanks for coming, blah, blah, blah. And, he mentioned on video, he's like, yeah, he's like, my guy Dante sent me here. He's like, he raved about this place. So like, let's see if it like lives up to it. And like right in front of the owner, he's like, not bad. It's good beach pizza, I guess. He's like, gave it like a 7.6 or something like that, which is like mediocre. So now like I go there every summer with my girl's family's there. And I'm always like, fuck, I hope no one like notices me here. They're going to be like, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
Sent Portnoy here and gave us a bad fucking rating.
Nightmare.
No, he was just con. I don't think you were living here when Jimmy's opened up on the north side. Phenomenal East Coast. Finally, we have like a good East Coast style pizza here.
No shit.
It's just a bitch to get to, and they don't deliver. So it's like a hike. It's up by like Uptown, like Andersonville.
It's like going to Buff Joe's, huh?
Not that far, but it's close. But yeah, I sent him there when he was here a couple weeks ago, and he had to fight really hard not to like give it a 9. I think he gave it like an 8-1 or something like that, or 8-2. But they're mob now. That's the only thing is like you can't like, if you suggest somewhere good to him, it's almost like you let the secret out, because once it gets a high rating, it's impossible to get into. You can't fucking go there anymore.
Right.
Because they get so busy.
Right. So that
I want to give you some places in Vegas, but I don't want them to get love like that.
Yeah.
They're not out there. They're not out there enough, but you can, I need like 1 or 2 real bad.
Yeah.
Gorilla Pizza on Industrial.
Yes.
Fire.
Yeah.
Really?
Detroit style.
Yeah.
Detroit style.
Nice. I like that name.
Dumb good. And then on Main Street is Good Pie.
Heard of that? Haven't been.
Fire.
Yeah.
And then downtown is Evil Pie. Just your shithead pizza for when you're drunk in the middle of the night partying.
That's what I'm looking for. Every now and then Colin will send me pictures from out by you guys, and not gonna lie, dude, the food scene out there is very, very legit. So I know like places that do well don't fuck around. And Colin, the pizzas you've sent me, they look like really, really fucking good.
Anytime you want to come out, for real, like come on out.
I know. What's the last one you sent me that I actually heard of?
Did I send you a Pizza Shoals? That's a big one out here.
Pizza Shoals, that's one of the best ones out here.
Yeah.
That's the one I heard of.
They preheat their oven to like 735 every day, 1 hour before they fire up, and then it's like perfect.
Yep.
Oven seasoned, it's ready to go. It's tried and true.
When they're out, they're out. They'll close for the day.
I like places like that.
Just like Jerry's Pizza.
You
send Jerry's?
No, Dante, there's a guy out here doing Vito and Nick style now.
Really?
He started just by taking donations, and he was like, hey, I'm just gonna do this off donations only. Chicago cat, his name's Jerry. Real fucking deal.
Fire.
Tavern style.
Yeah.
And then when you
wow,
see this
so hey,
dude,
so that caught on out there. That's great.
Yeah,
that's the most Chicago looking guy I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Wait, so it caught on out there? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a big to do. Yeah. He even had he's had Steve Dolinsky come out and do a review on his pizzas and everything. So
oh shit.
That's
you gotta come out, man.
Yeah, he only
Just
does
do
it by
food
order.
Tour. Yeah. He's like all he sells is RC cola and pizza, nothing else on the menu. That's it. Like, fuck off if you want anything else.
That's my kind of guy, man. That's my kind of guy.
Speaking of food, we have a little transition. This is a perfect
segue, Kings.
Go ahead,
Nick.
Nick.
Segue. Well, Dante, we're really excited to have you on the show, mainly because I love setting my friends up with fast food endorsement deals. I love me some corporate food, and I love setting you up with your own meals. So I want you to give me the Dante meal, and I want you to tell me where it's at and what is it. What fast food establishment are you joining forces with? A la Bad Bunny and McDonald's.
What about Pusha T and Arby's? You guys
there you go.
I support that as well.
There you go.
Oh my God.
That's a bop. Low key. That was
it's unbelievable. I saw that and I was like, dude, they got Pusha? Like what?
What on earth? I heard that today and I was like, this is crazy. I was like,
how did they get this guy to sell out? And then I heard it and was like, wow, this is fucking fire.
Yeah. For a fish sandwich. The
opening bar was like, he talked about how he made everybody love it because he made the "I'm loving it" jingle.
Yes, that was I blogged about it yesterday and I was like, I can't believe he was behind that campaign as like a teenager. That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, I mean, I guess he's always said like in his raps for years, he's not in it for the fame, he's in it for the money. Like he's in it for the bag. So like, of course he fucking did an Arby's endorsement.
Yeah.
Like
I love it.
It's the most Pusha thing in the world to do a fucking endorsement deal.
The I could sell water to a whale line is all time. So great.
Yeah.
So great.
It's good. That's just that's good corporate food.
Yeah.
All right.
Marketing right there.
Yeah. I'm trying to stall because I'm trying to think of an answer.
I mean, like, this is personal. This isn't. I don't want you to make a business decision. Dude, I want you to let me in. Where do you are a scumbag in the middle of the night? What are you having?
This is my weakness too, man. This is why like I started running because I love to eat bad food, and that's the only way I can get away with it.
Just a fucking
So man,
hippo.
Dude, the other night I Uber Eats Wendy's at like 2 a.m. and it was like 5-star, one of the best meals I ever had.
Oh, I bet it was.
Nothing
morning,
like getting something that shouldn't be delivered.
Next morning I woke up and I was like disgusted with myself. Like,
I don't even get that far. I hate myself mid-meal.
While you're eating it?
Mid-meal, you fucking piece of shit.
So what are we are we talking like any fast food? Are we talking like sandwich shops too? Are we talking
it's gotta be
nationwide fast food,
not mom and pop.
Oh, no,
I'll let you get regional.
No, but like Jimmy John's.
You can do Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
And that feels kind of healthy though. That doesn't really feel, but like if Subway's fast food, that counts too.
Subway ain't healthy, bro.
Subway is
not. That's what I'm saying. Like if
you.
Subway counts as fast food, Jimmy John's is fast food.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll let that go. Jimmy John's will work.
Fuck, man. Can you take pieces from one place and couple them with another? You can.
Yeah.
Number crunch.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Somebody did that before where they got.
It was Hood Internet did that. Yeah.
Hood Internet did that. Yeah.
They did Arby's and Pizza Hut, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. They did.
Yep.
Those guys are the best. All right. I think I'm gonna go Arby's curly fries.
Top tier.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go Five Guys burger.
Ooh.
Okay. Talk about the burger.
Now you got to break that down now.
Yeah.
All right. Single burger, which I think they do 2 patties. Huge.
Somebody else said the 2 patties. Somebody else, I think Flip Out didn't like. Somebody didn't like
a lot of beef.
It's a lot. It's lettuce, tomato, onion, mayo, pickles. It's a great burger. It's a messy burger. It's kind of like a upscale Whopper.
Oh, 100%.
If you will. Yeah. So I'll go with that, and then I'm gonna be a fucking real pig, and I'm gonna get a spicy Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on there too.
Hell yeah! Wow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go 3-way.
I like that.
Light lunch. A light
Yeah,
lunch.
And a grape soda from somewhere.
Boom.
Just in a can, just toss in the bag. A knee high.
I was gonna say there's a soda company called Knee High. You like never see them anywhere, but it's better than Fanta. Yeah. Buffalo Joe's has Knee High. That's why.
Yeah. Buffalo Joe's has Knee High. Shout out to Wildwood too. That was a big one in Chicago for a while. With
really?
A bunch of it has a bunch of trees on the side of it. That's a throwback.
Nice.
No, I love that. That's a meal where you can just eat that just right in the commode, right on the toilet.
Yeah,
you don't even have to
and fall asleep.
It's coming. It's leaving as soon as it can.
You can just drop that can of grape soda right in the toilet.
I like the obscure soda too, because we just went down a soda rabbit hole.
Yeah, we did a couple episodes ago.
What'd you have? What was on there?
Well, we were going through and talking about discontinued sodas.
Was Tab on there?
Tab we didn't talk about
there.
Tab.
We talked about Tab.
Did we talk about Tab?
Yeah, we talked about
really
Tab.
We were
It's
talking
a
about like
Coca-Cola product.
Yeah, it's a Coke product.
Yeah.
We were talking about like different products and like their reasons for like leaving, like Fruitopia.
Right. There was a lot of Fruitopia talk.
Fruitopia was really the catalyst for all this.
Fruitopia was great.
Yeah.
Their flavors are crazy though.
Yeah, dude.
Their flavor names were nuts.
Wow, I haven't heard that name in so long.
Wow,
that was like middle school, elementary school.
Yeah.
We talked about Orbits, the drink with the little balls inside
with like little gelatin balls. Yeah.
How weird was that shit?
Yeah, that was some stoner coming up with that in marketing, and they're like, yeah, it's called Orbits, man. It's just got like a bunch of balls in there.
Yeah.
Like,
what is that pudding called?
Tapioca.
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 They had like
tapioca pudding.
They had clear Pepsi, which everyone knows about, but Coke decided that they wanted to fuck with the market and release clear Coca-Cola right before clear Pepsi to confuse consumers.
Is that what happened?
So there was a clear Coca-Cola that only came out just so they could fuck with Pepsi's release.
Interesting.
And there was a men's Coca-Cola too, right?
Oh
yes,
yeah,
it was the men's diet Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It was
called like C2 or something like that.
Yes, it was C2. That's what it was. I was just looking up what it was. So they wanted it was the same.
They were trying to market it to men,
but they didn't want to call it diet because in like the late 80s, early 90s, like a diet was very like a feminine like connotation to it. So they came up with C2 and like did all this like super hyper masculine marketing, and it just didn't work. So like
no fucking way. I never heard of this.
Yeah. And then they had the other what was the other one? It was like Fine Cola or something like that. And it was just Coca-Cola again. But it was like it was marketed.
They churched it up, right?
It was like almost no marketing because it was for like these blasé teenagers of the 90s that were like whatever about things. And so it was just like fine, like the word fine in a square cola. Like it's fine.
It's fine.
Like that's like basically what their marketing campaign was.
like what flavor is it? It's just Coca-Cola.
It's just Coke.
It's fine.
It's just cola.
Yeah, we went down a deep rabbit hole. Who was on the show when we talked about that?
Alana. Alana Raven.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you're blowing my. I'm fucking on Google right now. I never even heard of those last two. That's crazy.
I'm gonna try and find. I don't know if it was fine. But it was.
It was okay. Wasn't it okay? Cola?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was okay cola.
Yep,
yes. Okay.
I just found it.
Yep.
Yep, and it had like a guy's face on it.
Yeah, it had like obscure art on it.
Yep.
Curated to the American Generation X demographic with unusual advertising tactics, including neo-noir design, chain letters, and deliberately negative publicity.
Yeah.
Dude, this is nuts.
It was just It's just Coke.
Yeah.
Who the fuck pitched this in a marketing meeting with enough balls to get other people to be like,
And they're like, yo, that's a great
Somebody
idea.
Wyden Kennedy.
You know what? I'm with that. Let's run with that.
The other day I was at volleyball and we went down a rabbit hole because I stopped at a gas station before I went there just to pick up some waters for everybody. And I also picked up some Airheads. Because I was like, I haven't had Airheads in a while. Like, and I was a little bummed out because my favorite is the watermelon Airhead, but they only had blue raspberry cherry and mystery.
Mystery is a big one now.
So I grabbed a mystery. Maybe it would be a watermelon. Who knew? And then we got to talking and we are like, yo, how many flavors of Airheads have there been? Because we started naming just the regular. There's been 30 flavors of Airheads.
Interesting. Baskin Robbins almost.
No chance.
Yo, there's been some really weird flavors of Airheads over the years. I'm sure you guys know the basics: blue raspberry, watermelon, green apple, strawberry, mystery, orange, grape. And then there was pink lemonade. And then they started mixing flavors. So you got strawberry watermelon, mango chili, which is super Mexican. That's exciting. Blue raspberry cherry. Double mystery, so 2 random flavors.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's
Canada, here we go. Canada only flavor, maple.
Maple, of course.
Gross. That's a gross consistency for just maple.
Like it tastes like syrup.
Like you're sucking on on maple syrup.
You know when you pour syrup and then you like let it like kind of drips on the side and it like coagulates?
No. It's a different. It's still different.
That's
the consistency of the Airhead is like a tongue, though.
Yeah.
So you're like, here's a maple tongue.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like a gross consistency.
They're so good though.
Salted watermelon.
Dude,
I'm here for that.
That's another Mexican flavor for sure.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Birthday cake, which is just white with colored sprinkles.
I'm okay with that one.
Special edition mystery. I don't know what that means. Cotton candy bubble gum, and it was light pink. And then there was a fruit punch and a citrus rush.
Oh.
And then they had like mini size special edition flavors that were from DC. So they had a Superman, and then they had SpongeBob, and then they had Marvel Spider-Man.
Do they taste like the ice cream? That's what I would like to know.
Right. I can't believe
like a bomb pop flavor for Superman. That'd be great.
Sick.
Right.
Bomb pop, Airhead, yeah.
It's a lot of flavors for Airheads. I thought they only had like 6.
So what's the mystery flavor? Did they tell you?
The mystery is a random flavor. So that's all
from
mystery.
The back.
Yeah, it's from the basics. So if you get a mystery, it's going to be either grape, blue raspberry, strawberry, watermelon, or whatever.
When did blue come synonymous with raspberry?
That's only like a corporate, like that's a candy.
But why?
Right.
I don't know why, because blue raspberries don't exist.
Exactly.
And I think it's because strawberry is associated with red.
Okay.
And they don't want to like.
I think Slush Puppy set the tone with that, with the blue raspberry. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Is that like a 7-Eleven thing?
Okay.
Also,
interesting.
Damn, get into 7-Eleven, but
you guys got me. This like last 10 minutes has me ready to like grab my car keys and go.
Yeah. Just go explore.
Run through the drive-through and then hit a 7-Eleven right now.
Your Dante the Don meal is just Airheads.
Just a bag full of Airheads.
And knee high.
They're like all like the best.
Just running through your house all night. Sugar rush. Couple more questions and we'll wrap it up because I got to go DJ tonight and I know Dante and everyone else has shit to do. Off the top of your dome, Dante, top 3 career moments in DJing.
Oh, good one.
I'm a like a huge sports nerd, so I'm like real lucky with how DJing's opened like a lot of doors into like the sports world with me, and definitely I'd say like Gronk Cruise was ridiculous. That whole just week getting to like help coordinate that and play it and be a part of all that was awesome. The Miley United Center show was insane. Like I think there was like 18,000 people there, and you like when there's that many people in a crowd, you just like can't even make out faces. It's such a fucking weird feeling. And then I don't know, man. I have to say maybe the first time I played Forward, my own club, it like torrentially downpoured outside and like no one left. It was one of our very first nights we were open, and people were just so happy to be at a new place, and it was kind of like a ringing the bell for like, you know, rebirth for the city. And there's just a ton of excitement, and the forecast was awful, and we were like, fuck, should we even open? We said, screw it, let's open. We'll just close if it clears out. And no one left. And it was like one of those things you see in movies, like people are just soaked and like jumping up and down and didn't give a shit. People were jumping in the pool because they were already soaked in like their full outfits. It was awesome. So I would have to say that.
Dancing in the rain, dance solos from Omarion.
Yeah. moves on moves.
Specifically Omarion.
Yeah. Only Omarion dance solo.
A lot of puddle stomping.
It was like, Dante, did you know Omarion was here?
Yeah. No. Like, that's not Omarion.
Everybody's doing it for Lil Saint.
Yeah. God. I have to include this. I have to bring this one back. As someone that has opened multiple clubs, if you could open up a nightclub now at this point, what would be the name of the club, and who would your resident DJ be?
Oh man. It's gonna sound, I mean, it's gonna sound really cocky, but I think we already did it. I think it's Goodnight John Boy. It's a new disco concept we just opened about 8 months ago, and it's awesome, man. We're picture my business partner explains it as his grandma's basement with a disco floor and disco ball in the middle of it. So it's like remember those old brown and orange linoleum floors that like everyone's grandparents had growing up, kitchen floors? It's like that flooring, like shag carpet, just tons of retro, 70s shit everywhere. And then, a state-of-the-art imported disco dance floor.
Hold on, Colin. Hold on.
Yeah. I saw this, I think last
Colin,
night.
say so.
Incredible.
Can you see that right there?
Yeah. So that's our floor. And we old couches, like we just find couches at like yard sales and shit. And it's fucking dope, man. It's all, disco format, with a little bit of like new disco and, new era stuff sprinkled in. So, we tell our guys like, keep it 70s, keep it fun, but you can also play like some of the new disco sound, which is like Weeknd, Dua Lipa, Daft Punk, obviously, shit like that. And it's, from a DJ perspective, it's the most fun room I've ever played, and fun set. We thought it was going to attract like an older crowd, which was why we opened it. We didn't want to compete with Forward. And it's everybody. We're getting 60, 70-year-olds there at like 5:00 at night. We're getting college kids rolling in there at 11, all colors, all sexes, all orientations, and everyone just has the best fucking time. It's so much fun. I love it. Phenom.
More of that.
Phenom, I'm dying for you to come play it. Like you
this
would,
summer.
You
Let's do
would
it.
crush this room with like the secret weapons you have. I mean, you would fucking crush it.
Yeah, you set that place on fucking fire.
Let's do that this summer. Let's lock that in right now. I gotta make that happen.
Let's get all you guys out there for a weekend and do a take.
Absolutely.
We've done some with the San Diego guys before, like Chaos and that crew. It's been awesome. We got between that and we just opened a country spot and Forward, we've got 3 spots down there now that, you know, we run them daytime and nighttime. So there's plenty of gigs.
Yeah. And you guys can see what Cleveland's like, because there's actually some really good food out there.
I've done Cleveland.
Never done Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
You did Cleveland with the Riff Raff tour?
With Riff and with my corporate job.
Yeah.
Nice. Sneaky good food town. Like,
yes,
people don't realize it. But Michael Simon has, you know, he's from there. This guy Zach Bruel's from there. He's got some great concepts. There's some really good restaurants there. I love bringing people to Cleveland and having them be like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
City's not bad.
And also when you're out in Vegas, we can meet you out there too. What do you got coming up? What's your next gigs out there?
So I'm doing NFL. I'm doing the whole NFL draft weekend, which is April 29th and 30th.
We'll be out there.
We will
just miss him.
Oh, dude, you guys should come.
Yeah. We're going to be out there 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Fuck,
are you going to be there?
It's like the 29th and 30th. You guys are going to.
Yeah. Nico will be there. He has no choice. They won't let him leave. He's stuck out there.
If you guys are there, like, let's link up, because we're doing Gronk Beach stuff, which is like Gronk cruise on land during the day at Encore Beach.
Oh,
hell yeah. And
I'm with Zed Friday night, and then Gronk Beach again Saturday day, and then Tiesto Saturday night. So that's gonna be I'm gonna be in like a dark place. It's gonna be rough. The recovery time is not what it used to be.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's that flight home looking like for you nowadays?
Yeah.
Bad thoughts.
Not great. Dante, tell everyone where they can find you on social media and let them know any projects you want to share with them before we ride out.
Yeah.
Social media is Dante The Don and all things except Instagram, because I got my account canceled during the blackout tour, which is actually impressive because they didn't really cancel a lot of accounts back then. So it's Prima Dante on Instagram. And yeah, I write on Barstool Sports, so I'm there every day. And projects, this is kind of an exclusive. I haven't really announced this yet. I've alluded to it before, but I am spearheading a music centric I guess extension of Barstool. I'm trying to get I've got a show going where it's called Barstool Backstage, where I'm mixing it up with some acts, mostly electronic, some country, some rock. We're gonna be doing some festivals this summer and hitting a bunch at once. But yeah, it's basically like a peek backstage, and basically what you guys are doing, you know, what you guys just did with me, you know, asking off the wall, interesting questions that, you know, aren't getting asked a million times by reporters that don't know shit about the interview subject. So I've got that, and just kind of approaching music subjects and material from a interesting, unique, entertaining standpoint, not trying to, you know, be snobby like Pitchfork, not trying to, you know, be bubblegum like BuzzFeed, but kind of somewhere, you know, in the middle as a fan.
That's dope. That's gonna be you taking over all summer at these festivals then, huh?
Yeah. So I'm not just like doing this to like kiss ass or anything, but this interview was so good, and we touched on so much shit. Like I'm gonna, like, I'll put this up on the blog and talk about you know, a lot of the bunch of the crazy shit we just went through. And like, I think the title is gonna be the time my friend had to pull Aaron Carter off. That'll get a lot of hits.
Aaron, if you're watching, we love you, man.
Oh man.
We love you. Macy Gray, we love you.
We do love Macy Gray.
We do love Macy Gray.
Dante, very quickly before we roll out, one last question. If you could give any advice to an upcoming DJ, what would it be?
My favorite question. I ask all my interviews, I ask every artist. Like, there's so many people out there that it's tough, man. It was fucking tough for us coming up. It's way harder now with social media and, branding and marketing the way it is. It's almost like that part of the game is more important than, your skill and talent level. And it's very intimidating and disheartening. And, I know it's hard, and everyone doubts themselves at times. You're lying if you say you don't. And I think it's really important for people to hear stories of struggle and failure and persistence, because that's the name of the game. Nothing comes easy in anything in life. And if it does, it's usually not worth it. The things that are worth it, and you derive the most like satisfaction and the stuff you'll really look back on at the end of the day and value, is the stuff that is fucking hard work, man. You get kicked down a lot and you got to get back up and keep going. So I would just say, don't give up on yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And one of the best things you can do is build bridges, not burn them, and find people that have positive mindsets, outlooks, and build with them, because those are the people that are going to go places, and those are the people that you can help go places, and those are the people that are going to help you go places. And it's much better than trying to take shortcuts on your own or tearing other people down, to build networks and grow together. So,
ladies and gentlemen, the Don, straight gems, my friend. It's been an absolute honor to have you.
Dude, it's been awesome being on here. You guys have like best show, best record pool. I mean, fucking Kevin Scott's like one of my favorite people on the planet. I mean, this was like, I remember when you guys launched this, Colin, I hit you up. I was like, dude, this is such a good idea. Like, this is so overdue. You guys have been crushing it. I don't get to listen all the time. Every time I have listened, it's usually like on a run or something, I'm always cracking up. You guys have like great guests on, great questions, great topics. So keep doing what you're doing. This is like seriously fucking awesome. And anything I can do to help in the future, let me know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the man. You're
of course,
the man.
Yeah.
We will have you back for that Gronk talk.
Yeah, we need to schedule that.
That's burned into my brain now. I'm like, I can't wait to hear about that. And we'll come out and visit you hopefully this summer and play some disco music.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm like not even kidding.
I'm not either. I'm trying to get back there. I'm trying to go back to Little Italy over there too.
Dude, great Little Italy. Like
right.
very, very, very slept
good.
on. Slept on Little Italy.
I'm stoked.
Little Italy is unbelievable.
You guys, look at the calendar, pick a weekend, and let's get something on the books. If we do it in advance, it'll help me too, because I can make sure I don't line anything else up, so I can be there.
Definitely,
for sure.
Hell yeah,
for sure. We should probably promo your chicken sandwich before we roll out. The chicken sandwich at Uproar. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about it. That'll be our last note for the show. Go get the chicken sandwich from Uproar. Best sandwich in Chicago. You gonna say that?
Oh, dude, this is like a tough area for me, because I'm Buff Joe's #1 fan.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, like, we'll never have better wings or chicken than Buffalo Joe's. So I can't come out and say like it's pretty fucking good though. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing worse than when someone tells you it's like the best of the best, and you go and you're just like, it's good. It's
good. It's just not the best.
Yeah. So I don't tell anyone it's the best, but a lot of people say that. So yeah, you got to come out and try that too. When are you guys in Chicago next?
I'll be out there for Cinco. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna be in Miami.
Oh,
F1. F1 Miami.
Oh,
okay. Looks like our next meetup will have to be in Vegas. We'll do that.
What a drag.
Yeah.
Are you guys in? Are you guys into F1?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
I absolutely am.
I got hooked on it, man.
I started watching that Netflix show, and that got me in it.
Same. It's addictive. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We have to do another pod. Dante, you have to come back. I'm not accepting no for an answer. You have to come back to the pod.
Anytime, man. I just looked at the clock. It's been 2 hours. It felt like it was like 20 minutes.
It really does fly by.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Everyone, make sure you go follow Dante on socials. Make sure you go catch him in Vegas. I would say that's the best club in the nation right now. Over there, what 100%. They're doing at Zook, as far as if you want the whole circus performance kind of thing, that's the spot to go. And make sure you tap in with any of his restaurants or nightclub venues throughout the summer.
Yeah.
And
thank you guys so much.
Thank you, man.
Of course. Until then, peace out, y'all.
That was awesome, guys.